Hacking the flavor. Electric chopsticks and bowl for taste augmentation. Humans love flavor and thus love salt and sugar. It makes food taste better. But too much salt and sugar isn't any good for the human body. In the United States alone, 30% of all adults have high blood pressure and must reduce their sodium or salt and sugar intake. But the real question is, who would want to eat bland, plain, and boring food? That is why a group of researchers from Singapore and United States have created gustatory or taste augmentation technology, which applies electrical pulses to the tip of the tongue during consumption in order to augment flavor through electrical stimulation. Basically, the utensils are imparting the flavor, not the food. Digital flavor augmentation technology was achieved by utilizing electrical stimulation via a microampere current that is applied to the tip of the tongue during eating interactions. The experiment was conducted by serving unsalted mashed potatoes and diluted miso soup. There are two established methods of stimulating taste. One is chemical stimulation, achieved in traditional consumption of food, and the second is through electrical and thermal stimulation. Basically, the devices were made by connecting an Arduino to the utensil that provides a constant current source within a pre-selected range. Previous studies have shown that 180 microamperes is needed to create a sour sensation in the tongue and around 40 microamperes for a salty feeling. Results have shown that there is a significant increase in perceived saltiness and sourness when consuming unsalted mashed potatoes and diluted soup. Taste or gustation and flavor referring to the combined input of gustatory, olfactory, and possibly also trigeminal stimulation are undoubtedly complex concepts to try and disentangle. Some theories reveal that taste works or are stimulated when signals stimulate special nerve cells in the mouth that transmit messages to the brain where specific smells or tastes are identified. This is called a transduction mechanism where a voltage-gated channel as well as other synaptic transmission opens up and transfer ionic charges. The concept of taste gets more confusing by the existence of phenomena such as oral referral, which states that tastes, whether sweet, bitter, salty, sour, etc., are all delivered by the sense of smell. It is the transduction of the olfactory receptors in our mouth which gives the illusion that we actually taste something. Thus, because of its complexity, no one has the exact model or theory of how gustation or taste works. But these researchers stand by their results and their claim for a major innovation. This is not the first digital flavor stimulation device out there. Back in 1997, this group of Japanese researchers have already discovered taste augmentation but use a chemical stimulant called trehalose, a type of sugar, to impart and make the flavor stronger. For this particular innovation, it doesn't use any chemicals. It utilizes electrical and thermal impulses from the device to create the gustatory sensation. So what makes this innovation unique? First one, of course, instead of manually adding and mix-matching the flavorings in your food to make it better, digital taste stimulator could also impart flavor without ingesting extra amounts of ingredients. Second, of course, since it releases electrical impulses, this device also provides elevated flavor sensation for people with diminished gustatory senses, like for example cancer patients undergoing chemotherapy or people inside a flying airplane. But more importantly, other digital flavor stimulator devices involve licking a device for a controlled secretion of chemicals to stimulate taste. For this innovation, no leaking or secretion of chemicals involved. It is very user-friendly and utilizes well-adopted techniques. Recent interest in flavor augmentation can be attributed to several different factors. Since consumption of food and beverage is necessary and must be enjoyable, digital taste augmentation can have a global impact in many different ways. It could be seen as an alternative to present flavor control, and with its success, it can bring a range of potential applications in other fields, like in healthcare, entertainment, education, and even in communication. Lastly, The future of taste augmentation is limitless. More than utensils, electro microampere stimulator could also be connected to wearable braces and dentures for future taste augmentation applications. Thank you for listening, and here are my references.